Проверим, что у нас по... Все так сохранилось, с кем поговорили, кто скинулся. Отлично. Оу! Оу. Куда ты тут? Кто ты?
Freelancer.
Hi.
I've been hoping to meet you. I understand you've done good work for Tassin.
I didn't realize that was common knowledge.
Sorry, I work for Corvus. My name's Nadira. Tassin and I are colleagues. She told me we all owe you our lives.
I just did my part.
Well, thank you. It was a big part. I wonder if you'd speak with my husband.
What do you need?
It's unusual. His name is Leighton. He was once a spy himself, and he has problems coping. Things that happened to him in his past. But he won't open up to me. And since you're cleared for Corvus, I thought you could have a chat.
No harm in trying.
That's how I look at it. Talking can't hurt, right?
Why won't he discuss this with you?
I've tried. I think it's shame, maybe? He doesn't want me to see that side of him. He's become more distant, aloof, and he doesn't have any friends, so...
Maybe he'll unburden himself to a stranger.
Exactly. Tassin seems high on you. I thought if you spoke with him, Leighton might open up.
Sounds like he needs the help. I'd be happy to.
I'd really appreciate that. I think he just needs a friend. He spends too much time in his own head.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Thank you.
А, у этих ресничек было. Ну, как бы... Может, и есть? Так, стоям, буквально запашать. Перепрыгнуть вот тут.
So you know how I was Sentinel 2 in Season 1 of Dawn Guard, right?
Yeah.
Would you care to hear me reenact my death scene from the second last episode of Season 1?
Okay.
Okay, so at the critical moment, the gate was being swarmed by scorpions. Now you shout, "Look out, Sentinel!"
Look out, Sentinel!
No!
That was it, huh?
Oh, and when you hear it with the sound effects, it's much more affecting.
I'm sure it is. Can I get another drink?
Что ж бухать?
There you are. Been looking for you. Too busy saving the glitching fort to stop for a drink?
Never. Can't save anybody with a parched throat.
Turns out today's your lucky day. That swill you wanted from Fortuo? Got 4 crates of the stuff in the back now.
Fortuo brew. You actually got it. Yarrow will be over the moons.
Great. Maybe the old gearhead will quit giving my boys the stink eye every time he comes in. Speaking of the boys, Amal's made some fancy pants cocktail with Fortuo brew. Actually makes it drinkable. Can't put it on the menu till it has a name, though. Got any suggestions?
Call it a Yarrow and see what he says.
Gonna be worth it for the look on his face, anyway. You need anything else, let me know.
Actually, I've got a question. I'm curious how you get all this stuff. How do you know all the right people?
You looking to put me out of business? Listen, there's 2 ways to join the regulators, and both of them suck. You're born into a family, or you hook up with one. I did both.
Which was worse?
Ever think about marrying an Ursix? Buying an apartment together? That's your regulator spouse. Even the pretty ones. Especially the pretty ones.
Are you married, Max?
My wife Lena is a joy and a delight, and I'm not just saying that because she'll break my kneecaps.
Right. Stay away from regulators.
Especially the pretty ones.
А. В прошлый раз, да, я что-то же подумал, то так и есть. А. Капец.
Anthem spoke to me in my dreams. Last night, the year before last. The Shaper's watch, all-seeing, all-knowing, controlling. We're slaves, all of us.
Yes.
Puppets made of meat.
Привет, азиатка.
Bryn, you've gotten even more plants?
Why, yes. Thank you for noticing. I was keeping them in the barracks, but I was told that was a waste of equipment space.
Nothing wrong with trying to brighten up Sentinel HQ.
I tried the morale boost argument. It didn't go well.
Isn't growing all these a lot of work?
Oh, you have no idea. The watering schedules alone. And I have to stop people from stealing them to impress their dates.
Steal it? From you?
All the time.
Your dates must be impressed with this, though.
Oh, no, I don't date. It's not my thing.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for telling me about your gardening, Bryn.
I admit, it's nice to have someone actually inquire. I mean, you usually do, about everything. But still nice.
О. Что ж тут находится? Что это что? Сейчас.
Sorry about that whole thing with Owen. We were so distracted by our own problems, we only just heard. So you're a legend several times over now.
Talking about the Heart of Rage?
Heart of Rage, Cenotaph, sending the Dominion running back to Strawheim. General Tarsus better watch out. You seem to be coming for her most famous Lancer crown.
We heard about the Sentinels lost in the attacks. Bryn will need cheering up. I will bring her one of our boxbur seedlings. It smells lovely. Soothing.
Слушай, чем с вами поговорить можно? Ладно, ладно.
So, do you know what Mora and Leanne are working on?
Not really. It has something to do with plants.
Plants? Huh. How does anyone get excited about plants?
Feels good to be a hero again, you know? Every freelancer should be so lucky. Knowing people would be talking about us 100 years from now? I can get used to that.
Че не станешь говорить?
My philosophy is pretty simple. If you can grill it, it's not worth your trouble. A man's stomach needs standards.
That girl in the market?
Oh,
She seems like quite the character. If she actually brings a Koroks into the fort, it'll be one for the history books.
Uncle Bonnie's is a really good store.
а это где, кстати? Хлебушек, действительно хлебушек. Много хлебушка. Так, изменилось что ли? Нет. Так, не знаю. Тайная гора. Давай. Я еще не присутствовал. Еще не спал, дрых, отдыхал. Не присутствовал. Ух. Ёпти. Сколько здоровья ты снял, а? Так, все. Тут перепутал. Понятия не имею, почему по мне вот так херачит. Или что, вот они исчезают, появляются и
It's changing. Through the cenotaph. The monitor has power over the heart of rage.
The chat's not built for acid.
Что случилось? Бля. Пацаны. Второй не откатывается. Блин, ну он может умереть в такой высоте.
control. It activated him elsewhere.
Ой, сразу хреново стало, ну-ка баню я пойду. Где еще одна алка? Китайцы зону. Чего не покидал? Пять. Соответственно, перегрев будет. Воу! Перекрест. А, я в домике. Куда пошел? Народ, где вы прячетесь? Не надо прятаться, не надо вот... Нас создали тут плюс. Щиты. Короче, на абзац. Давай сюда стану, здесь буду стоять. Да, мне маловато будет. Недавно зашел. Ну да ладно. Прикольно, прикольно, да. Чуть прохладненько становится, да? Ой, было теплее дел. Нет? Уп-уп. Уп-уп. Ну, через полчасика, да, наверное. Спасибо. Я уже понял, что вот такие проповедуешь. Это сразу правда. Окей. Бум. За дверей не было. И все в баре околачиваются. Что-то надо сказать.
Hey, I am so glad you came in today.
Hi, Amal. What's up?
Thanks for asking. I want to run something by you if that's okay.
Do I have a choice?
See, that's why I value your advice. You're smart. Your suggestion for dealing with that aggressive lady was perfect. She told me she respects me now as a bartender.
That's great.
But now, I want to ask you about a woman who moved in across the lane from me. Her name's Karila, and she's really nice, and I kind of like her a lot.
So, what's the problem?
Okay, she says there's a package coming for her, and if she's not home, will I look after it?
What did you tell her?
Here's the thing, she's beautiful, but mysterious, so I never gave her an answer. What do you think I should do?
You're probably just nervous because she's pretty. I'd help her out.
Yeah, why not, right? I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I
А
was
вдруг
worried
какая-нибудь
her
хрень?
friendliness and looks and dark, smoky eyes were affecting my decision-making.
They probably still are.
You are so right. They probably still are. Thanks for the advice. I'll let you know what happens.
You're welcome.
Ага,
Can I
потом
order now?
какая-нибудь хрень, кажется, как
Oh yeah,
потряс.
that's probably why you came in here.
Там писички есть классные. Не говори вообще это все. О, у меня ноги есть.
I've gone through 15 drafts of a message to my mother. How do you tell someone you're sorry you hurt them, but you'll keep hurting them?
Just like that?
Wow, you're awful. There must be a more diplomatic way.
Just be kind, patient. Maybe one day she'll accept your choice.
That's more than I'm willing to hope for. I can't wait to be back outside. Relics are so much simpler sometimes compared to people.
Never had a person spit spiders at me.
That's true. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to talk. And listen, you've been a real friend. If you ever need Arcanist help, from someone who isn't arguing with identical versions of themselves, you know where to find me.
Thanks, Aruna. Take care.
Heard you passed the trials of the Legion of Dawn, then lost the General's Javelin. That's standardized testing for you.
Happened to Stu anyway. Bought a Schaefer relic in some back alley, and it turned him inside out.
Better than what happened to poor Eddie. Remember when it was called Eddie's Place?
Don't call it that.
А этот, наверное.
Hello. You're a freelancer, aren't you?
Do we know each other?
Word gets around. There was a time my job was to listen to those words.
Huh. So that makes you...
A spy. Nadira's husband. I think she spoke to you?
Right, she did. You must be Leighton.
This isn't awkward. A grown man prodded into making friends. But my wife insisted.
She said you were a spy? You must have been one of Tassin's people.
Not quite. I was fighting her people. Dominion. Ex-Dominion. I see Nadira failed to mention that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I defected.
Well, Leighton, the only Dominion I've met are murdering thugs.
It's the only world they know. The only one they're allowed to know.
And you worked for them.
It's more than work. It's a way of life. The monitor you went up against, I know his kind well. Your existence is sworn to singing only the notes they tell you to. Control, tyranny, supremacy.
So one day you just stopped singing their tune?
I ran from it. Any life in Bastion had to be better than Strollheim.
Most people here are just trying to make their way, live simply, find some happiness.
Yes, decent people. It's all I ever wanted to be. Decency is a commodity in short supply in this world. If we can't find it, we must grow it ourselves.
So you're a spy and a philosopher.
It was my wife who said that, the day I defected to Corvus. She debriefed me. I fell for Nadira before the day was even out.
Must have been one hell of a day.
She was a light at the end of a very dark tunnel. Here was a woman who'd fought in the same shadows I had, yet never surrendered her conscience.
Glad to hear it worked out. Made the risk of leaving the Dominion worth it.
Meeting Nadira saved me. I sometimes wonder if I hadn't left, hadn't crossed her path. My life before, I did things.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. Bad memories from before. I try not to think about it.
Nadira mentioned that.
She thinks talking about the past will help me. We'll see how it goes.
Well, until next time.
Yes, I'm still learning to make friends the normal way. I hope you'll drop by again.
Это она.
Oh, Freelancer. You're here. Hello.
Hi, Bryn. Friend of yours?
No.
No.
This is Sentinel Commander Vool.
Commander, can I call you Vool? Nice to meet you.
I don't think I've ever seen you associate with a non-Sentinel, Bryn.
Oh, well, you know, trying to expand my horizons.
Interesting.
Bryn and I have been working on our friendship-making skills.
That doesn't sound like Bryn.
It really doesn't.
Regardless, you can learn a thing or two from Sentinel Bryn, Freelancer.
Or vice versa?
Unlikely. Good to meet you. As you were, Bryn.
Whew. Quick thinking there. The Sentinels above me aren't exactly on board with external assistance. If this works out, I'll bring them around.
If this works out?
Well, you are pretty good at shooting scars. Ugh, scars are the worst.
Yep.
Ничего. Тоже. Ой.
That girl in the market, Serna? She seems like quite the character. If she actually brings the poor off, it would be worth it.
Ничего, ничего. Ладно. Двадцать седьмой. Как его сюда пустить?
You think the symposium will show up? Even if they do, there'll be no match for you.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
Anytime. This is it. Moore writes that he hid the Auspex between spaces. To reveal it requires modulation of spatial qualities. Right. Yeah, of course. Hey, do you have a transmitter on your jab? I need you to stick it on the ground. Okay, transmitter's in a good spot. If I'm reading this right, emitting a signal tuned to Moore's numbers should reveal the Auspex. Unstable. Not good. Someone needs to stabilize it, quickly. being attacked. It's probably the symposium again. They've set down traps and explosives. We can't get to you. You have to keep going. Head toward Fort Tarsus. And we were hoping it would be a nice stroll all the way back. Interesting. This is bigger than I anticipated. Might be tricky to get it back safely, but I'm sure you'll manage. I have good news. And bad news. Good news is you're awesome, and you're doing great. Bad news is the Auspex, isn't? It's volatile and getting worse.
You couldn't have just said that to start?
Why, I like to put a positive spin on things.
Manny, there's no way to spin. You're holding an unstable Shaper relic.
Just keep going. I need to think about what we can do. Freelancer, I need you to set the Auspex down, in an open area preferably. Arnold thinks that we can do something to stabilize it temporarily. Okay, I'm gonna try dampening the unstable oscillations by creating a localized rhizomatic vortex through your jav. Someone needs to stay close to the Auspex. Cause a disturbance in your general vicinity. Energy imbalances, chaos pockets, that sort of thing.
Elementals?
That too. That's good though. It means it's working. Good news and bad news.
Just give me the bad news.
The plan didn't work. It's still unstable, and you have to hurry to safety.
Where? Radloff's still messing with Strider?
Forget the Strider, head to Fort Tarsus. We'll meet you there and try to contain it then. somewhere between 2 minutes and 4 months.
Maddie! Wait, I don't have the aspects anymore.
You dropped it?
Hey, no one's perfect, okay?
It's fine. It's fine. We can fix this. Just retrace your steps. It's probably in the last place you saw it.
Found you some help. Sentinels! Got your back, freelancer. Outlaws incoming. Lots of them. Sounds like a giant firefight on its way. Can you put the Auspex somewhere safe?
Okay, the Auspex looks fine for now. We just have to keep it safe. Where's the Auspex? Is it still safe?
Yes, Maddie!
Don't stray too far.
Know what I'm doing? They must be drawn to the Auspex. Don't let them take it.
Where are they coming from?
Научное ремесло, ачивка. Окей.
Freelancer. My husband Leighton said you spoke to him.
Right, the spy, who defected.
I'm sorry I didn't mention that. I only see him as Leighton. I forgot his past can still scare people.
Seems like it's still scaring him, too.
That's the problem. Tassin had me debrief him when he came over. It was clear right away that his work for the Dominion, it left him a shell. I've been hoping he can reinvent himself here.
That's a good thing about living on the edge of nowhere. You can leave your past behind.
I told Leighton that. He says it depends on what you've done.
Such as?
He inflicted a lot of pain. Against us. And his own people.
If it was so bad, there should be consequences. Prison, something.
I understand why you feel that way. But he risked his life coming here. We couldn't punish him for it. If we did, nobody would ever defect.
You'd rather use them.
He gave us years of Dominion intel.
And apparently along the way he fell for you?
I was just doing my job. Debriefing the enemy.
Except now you're married to him.
I saw who he really was. Haunted.
Not exactly love at first sight.
No. But he was haunted by the ghost of the better man he might have been. I've seen that man. It's in him. He grew on me.
He's lucky he found you. I guess it works out for you both.
We share the same flaws, same struggles. And our dinner conversation doesn't freak each other out. But I'm worried about him. More and more, he wants to be alone.
Any idea what's bothering him?
He's talking to himself, sometimes in his sleep. I don't know what it means. I want to help, but he just waves me off.
Well, he seemed okay talking to me.
Maybe this is an opening. I'd really appreciate if you kept at it.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey, I was hoping you'd drop in.
Here I am.
Remember I told you about Karila and that package, and you said I should help her out and hold it for her?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the package, and a little later, this guy shows up and pulls a knife on me. Tells me to sit down and starts tearing my place apart, looking for the package. I'm scared, so I sit there until he rips the bedspread my mom made for me. My blood starts boiling, so I rush him. He tries to stab me, but I just drop my shoulder and drill him. We both go down hard. I jump up to get the hell out of there, and that's when I realize he's not moving. He's not breathing, and his head is at a real weird angle. So now I got a dead guy and a package in my apartment. And I don't know what to do.
Go directly to the Sentinels and tell them what happened.
Yeah, good thinking. I owe you big time.
Don't wait. Go now.
Ну да, походу, как бы, ну, правда, если посылки какую-нибудь хрень, а что это может вылиться? Да, так говоришь, что... Вот я надеялся, что с тобой не надо говорить. Так, а что надо? Стой.
Hello, Bryn.
Oh, it's you. Hello.
Are you all right?
Of course I'm all right. Everything's fine. Just... we lost some Lancers. I ordered Sentinels too far out. Far beyond patrol boundaries. They need the risks when I sent them out there.
You're a commander. This can't be the first time you've lost troops.
No, of course not. It's the first time I've lost good people because I was being a reckless fool. You and I have been working together, and you made it look so doable, so possible.
Bryn,
I thought we could handle things from here on our own.
In our line of work, bad calls mean that people die.
Rules keep the world in order. I told you I broke my own rules and they died for it.
If it helps, you're not the first and you won't be the last. I've seen a lot of good freelancers go through this.
How did you get through it?
What do you think the answer to that question is?
I think my best guess would be to grieve and atone. I know what you're doing, freelancer. You may have noticed this about me, but I'm not...
Big on the talking about feelings front?
Or having them. It's not really my strong suit.
I'll tell you what. You leave relationship building to me, and I'll leave the decisive military strategy to you.
Deal.
hear that some freelancer actually got inside the Fortress of Dawn.
That's not true, is it? I thought someone was trying to sell me a mini Grabbit hutch with that story.
I heard it from one of the Fault Ciphers, so it must be true.
Feels good to be a hero again, you know? Every freelancer should be so lucky. Knowing people will be talking about us 100 years from now? I can get used to that.
How did we get into the Fortress of Dawn? I thought that was impossible.
It is impossible. That's what makes it interesting.
Ладно.
One minute? You can't even take a dump in 1 minute. It kept Moore one step ahead of the symposium, and he stashed it away. He must have known they'd get him once he did that, but he did it anyway. Hero.
Are you talking about the Auspex? What does it actually do?
It reads the surrounding environment and calculates possible outcomes.
It predicts the future?
It predicts possible futures. If you consider 1 minute from now to be the future, which I don't, the greater the range, the greater the number of possibilities. Nothing can do that.
Do you know how to access this power?
Not yet, but we're investigating.
What about the symposium? Did you hear what their agent said? They're here, in the fort.
We heard. There's nothing to be done about it now. We can't give up our work. Besides, you're here. We know we can call on you for help.
Just be careful. And keep in touch. I want to see how this develops.
You're always the first to know.
О,
The work continues. Research, exploration, discovery. These are all things you can help with. I've got contracts ready and waiting, freelancer.
что так не походить.
That girl in the market, Serna? She seems like quite the character.
Да, осталось, конечно. Ладно, все-таки сделаю. Пойду на трудничать. Контракты. Это... Не.
be exceptionally challenging and I may never hear from you again.
Or that.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were just saying things that might happen. You were there? What'd you see?
Not sure yet.
Keep looking. Someone on the team found a relic. Super.
And?
Seems an art, but doesn't make sense. Did you hear that?
I sure did.
Follow it. This time, it's definitely going to be lots of scars and a very big relic.
Oh, I believe you.
It sounds like maybe you don't. Honestly, it's going to be very intense. That must be the Scar's Doomsday relic. Oh. Level suck. Sorry, there's two.
Fantastic.
You've got the fragment.
Что-то надо было второй магистр выбирать, наверное.
Have you found those fragments yet?
Ничего, на ночь будет. Еще и ножок.
That's the last of the stars.
Now focus on the relic. Silenced. I knew you could do it. Ugh, now the second relic's going volatile. I've never seen one of those come out of a relic.
Хорошо, но перегрев это не очень. А вот вижу.
A fragment back. Good.
Сейчас последняя миссия. Ай, блин, перегрев. Пиздец. Я подумал, что ульта не сработала и снова нажал. И в итоге потерял.
Fragments, freelancer. This is it, Freelancer. You can finish it. Are they retreating? You did it!
We did.
Doomsday relics. Destroyed.
The fort is safe again. I'll... Brain?
Freelancer?
I don't think it's over.
Какие-то новые. Опускаю, а, они вообще 5. Прикольная штука.
Freelancer? I've never seen a relic do that.
Вроде давно же тоже немножко.
Hold tight. We'll get this done.
Grim? Yes. Oh, looks like we found it. It's making echoes? Grab them to silence it. That is some relic. I mean, that is some relic that you can absolutely and easily silence. Oh, relic's generating lightning.
I know!
We can't let this thing reach the fort. It could destroy everything.
That's why we won't let it. I thought silencing the relic would get rid of this thing.
It didn't.
That's really it.
Scars, the relics, the Scar-Eye, my sentinels.
We did it.
We did. Come see me back at the fort when you can, freelancer.
Ой, уже пошла. Типа намек. Ладно, сейчас я дождусь. Что он еще снимается в машине? Есть куда-то что ли? Светлица. Синяя водичка называется. Чего?
Бодрящим эффектом, потому что мы...
Что говорит?
Смотрите, чай синего цвета. Вы когда-то видели? Это из Таиланда. Напишите, пробовали ли вы такой. Меня просто интересует, обладает ли он бодрящим эффектом, потому что мы сейчас с мужем собираемся в спортзал заниматься, и если он бодрит, то классно, потому что мы целый год его не заваривали и ждали момента, когда мы не будем ложиться спать в ближайшее время, и чтобы как раз перед тренировочкой его попить.
Кофе попейте, чтобы... Пишите, что здесь неизвестная ошибка. Да, окей. Как бы... В чем ошибка? Все нормально вроде. Ух ты. Ух ты, ух ты, ух ты. Ух ты, хрю-хрю-хрю.
Feels good to be a hero again, you know? Every freelancer should be so lucky. Knowing people will
Тут еще кого-то собирают. Круто.
There's usually someone here in the fort with a story to tell, a contract to offer.
There you are. You missed Halleck and Yaro's duet. I may have recorded it.
Что забаговало?
We heard about the Sentinels lost in the attacks. Bryn will need cheering up. I will bring her one of our boxbur seedlings. It smells lovely.
Talking about the Heart of Rage?
Hey, you know how Karila had that package and then I accidentally killed that guy and you told me to go to the authorities?
Yeah.
So I told the Sentinels everything, and at first, they were not super understanding. Their commander, Vul, thought I was some kind of vicious killer. But after interrogating me, he finally realized I wasn't. I'm in the clear now, but they'd sure like to speak with Karila.
I'll bet they would. Did you give them the package?
I sure did. That thing caused a lot of trouble.
Did you ever find out what was inside?
It was Ember.
The package was filled with Ember?
Must have been worth a lot of money. Crazy what people do for Ember, huh? I just hope Karila will be okay.
I think she can look after herself. She'll be okay.
I'm sure gonna miss her, but I won't miss all the action. Although, this experience might be good for my acting.
Maybe. Who knows?
Can I get you something?
You know it.
Дайте за мной. Наверное, с чем?
Leighton, how are things?
Do we know each other?
I'm a freelancer. We spoke before. You told me you defected from...
Of course, of course. I'm sorry. I remember now. My wife wants me to make new friends. Not doing a good job of it, am I?
You okay?
I don't think so. No, there's a fog. Too much time thinking about the past.
It might help if you talk about it instead.
I was a different man back then. Your opinion of me, it will change.
Whatever happened, it's probably worse in your mind than it actually was.
I wish that were true. For some things, there's no fog. It's all too clear.
Let's hear it.
I was a Dominion cipher, a surveillance tool of the state directed against our own people. I tracked their movements, their plans, their sedition. I was very good at this. I was the unseen hand keeping the flock in line. When I caught one straying, they died. Many strayed.
That couldn't have been easy.
Easier than what came next. I also had physical talents, strength, agility, marksmanship. The Dominion put these to use. I was sent abroad on missions. I hunted enemy ciphers, then mentally tortured them to extract information. They begged me to end their agony, which I did, putting a bullet in the source of their pain, their skull. There were so many of them, I lost track. So, what do you think of me now, freelancer?
I'll give you credit for being honest. That was some seriously unvarnished truth.
A truth I can't seem to reconcile with myself. I did those things.
I can see why your wife is concerned about you.
More than anything, I want to be the man she thinks I can be. The other day, I helped a woman and her boy churn some butter. It was simple. It was real. It's the life I want.
What's holding you back?
The memories don't just vanish.
Your wife mentioned that you've been talking to yourself?
The curse of being a cipher. It's all a jumble. A single word could lead to a memory, and then another I thought I'd forgotten. When I'm thinking, I don't realize it's out loud sometimes.
What's bothering you?
A name. A woman. Aurora. It keeps repeating. She was... Damn headache. I can't remember.
It's okay, if it's too painful.
Aurora is expendable. Collateral damage is acceptable. The state has decided. The state has decreed.
What?
I don't know. It's a memory. I don't know who she was or what I did, but I can feel it.
Whatever happened with her, I think it's tearing you apart.
Can I ever be whole again?
Talk to your wife. Nadira could help. She's worried about you.
No, the shame. Not until I understand this. I need some time to think.
I understand. Hello there.
Ah, freelancer. Perfect timing. This is Sentinel Cal Andron.
Hi. You may recall me from the time you rescued my ass from scars.
And you also know Sentinel Darian Barr.
Good to see you again, freelancer.
Likewise. What's the occasion?
Unfortunately, the Doomsday Relic. You silenced it, but the scars are still after it. And now the Dominions joined in.
The Dominion? That's bad. I'll get out there.
Great, we'll see you at the Relic.
What?
Our work has convinced my superiors that freelancer Sentinel cooperation is a good idea.
Plus, you ever seen Bryn fight? She's a scrapper.
I don't know about that, but my damage output has remained in the top percentiles.
Well, the Scars and Dominion won't know what him. See you in the field, Sentinels.
Пожалуйста. Так сделали, тут не поймешь, сюжетка, не сюжетка, вот как бы еще что-то идет. Может быть, аж до 5? Может, нет.